Asset Management Plan. Asset Management Plan is a key operational document based on asset management strategy. Preparation of good quality plan requires serious mobilization of all human, institutional and technical resources, primarily in data collection and in verification of the accuracy of the data to be used for planning purposes. Asset Management Plan contains detailed tactical directions on how a group of assets is to be managed over a shorter period of time, but never less than 5 years. The plan should be regularly updated. In particular, the plan observes the strengths and weaknesses in managing infrastructural assets and defines what needs to be done in a better way and how it should be done. The asset management plan process includes at least the following. 1. Development of very specific targets in order to reach the required level of service and a detailed set of key performance indicators for measurement of success. 2. Engineering screen of the current water and wastewater system, the public utility company's assets, by making use of the previously described asset management techniques and based on hydraulic modeling. 3. Clear methodology based on tactical directions. 4. Proposed short-term and medium-term activities. 5. A detailed analysis of the related non-asset aspects, such as needs for staff development, organizational issues, etc. Proposal for their improvement. This implies a holistic approach. All aspects of the system are considered through a set of actions taken together with their lowest total cost. Asset Management Plan is a guiding document which links strategic goals with operational steps in fulfilling those goals. Asset Management Plan should focus on the most important operational goals. The more PSC fills its plate, the less it will be actually accomplished. Rather than focusing on a multitude of scattered activities and mini-projects, the PSC should define the most important sets of activities in a planned period of time. The General Manager should trigger collective energy focused on meeting the challenges and accomplishing the planned results. Asset Management Plan should define the key measures with potentially significant impact. The focus should be on results and their potential impacts, not on isolated activities and individual outputs. Asset Management Plan should contain a program of interventions, that is, a list of activities, deadlines, expected results, data collection methodology, needed resources and roles and responsibilities in the process of implementation. Clear expectations, emotional involvement and a high level of motivation always generate excellent results. Asset Management Plan should create a culture of accountability. It is the General Manager's task to ensure that the team have a clear purpose and that each individual in the team knows what they are responsible for and who they are responsible to. Transparency and accountability are achieved through frequent communication and regular information sharing via the agreed channels. The starting point in developing an asset management plan is to have the inventory of assets completed to a certain extent. After compiling the inventory, activities aimed at achieving the desired level of service can be planned. The asset management strategy defines the desired level of service in a generic way, based on the regulatory framework and customers' requirements. The asset management plan should look at the level of service in more detail, indicating how the system should behave and what the PSC should do in order to meet the regulatory and customers' requirements. The methodology asset management plan development has 4 main parts. 1. Compilation of collected asset data and their analysis, including property titles, cadastral data, feasibility studies and other documents, at staff meetings, contacts with municipal officials, field inspections, etc. 2. Definition of the expected level of services based on analysis of legal requirements, existing technical, organizational and financial capacities, customer survey, and founders' expectations and requirements. 3. Development of a program of measures includes a proposal of an improved operational concept based on preparation of the hydraulic models and calculations, assessment of existing infrastructure operations, definition of the program and project elements, conceptual engineering of the program or project elements and their variations, cost estimates for investments, operation and maintenance, evaluation of variance by making use of multi-criteria matrix with monetary and non-monetary elements, proposed activities that optimize costs, risks and performance of assets. 4. The section on finances in the asset management plan should contain financial analysis of the costs and revenues of the public utility company, including cost coverage, tariff analysis, collection efficiency, financial analysis of the local self-government's capital investment budget, affordability of services, meaning an assessment of customers' willingness and ability to pay for the services. A detailed asset management plan has following sections. Executive summary. Introduction. State of the assets. Expected level of service. Strategic goals. Very important goals to be achieved in a programmatic period at least of measures. Section on finances. Have in mind that the executive summary should be prepared at the end. Introduction should clearly explain why the strategic goals are selected for implementation in the given programming period and how the quality and quantity of the water and wastewater services and the agreed level of service will be improved as a result of planned interventions. A link with the municipal strategic goals should be provided. How the planned improvements of water supply and wastewater system impact the community's economic development and quality of life. Introduction should describe the purpose of the asset management plan, state the period of implementation and how it was developed, who participated, which types of organizations took part, what was the content of their contribution, what resources were used, information on public hearings or public discussions held, any limitations in the planning process, etc. This section also identifies how the plan will be evaluated and improved if needed. This section provides a brief situational analysis related to the asset types, size, quality and quantity, financial accounting valuation and replacement cost valuation. Since public utility companies usually do not have accurate data on assets and their fair value, for the purpose of preparing asset management plan, the public utility company should use best estimates, assumptions, and professional technical, financial, and legal judgment. Replacement cost valuation is forward-looking and accounts for expected inflation, changes in technology, changes in environmental and legal regulations, which might increase standards in certain area, which will require technological changes and other factors. Asset age distribution and asset age as a proportion of expected useful life. Asset condition, performance and risk profile. This section also discusses how and when this information will be updated in the course of asset management plan implementation. This section is supported by the previously described documents: an asset inventory database, asset data collection and hierarchy protocol, condition and risk assessment protocol. This section defines the expected level of service through performance measures, targets and timeframe for implementation. Discusses any external threats or issues that may affect expected level of service, for example, new accessibility standards, climate change impacts, or internal weaknesses and constraints of the public utilities and municipalities' ability to meet them. shows current performance relative to the specified targets. This section is supported by relevant documents which specify which performance measures are associated with which assets, current performance and expected performance over the planning period, as well as assumptions. A possible way to link performance measures and the expected performance to the relevant assets is through the Asset Inventory database. The program of interventions is a set of the planned measures and projects that will enable that asset to provide a desired level of service in a sustainable way with minimum risks at the lowest cost. This section of the Asset Management Plan summarizes planned interventions including non-infrastructure institutional measures, actions or policies which can lower costs or extend asset life, for example, better integrated infrastructure planning, demand management, process optimization, etc. Maintenance activities, including regularly scheduled inspections and maintenance or activities associated with unexpected events. Renewal or rehabilitation activities, significant repairs designed to extend the life of an asset. Replacement activities, activities that are expected to occur once an asset has reached the end of its useful life and renewal or rehabilitation is not an option anymore. Expansion activities, planned activities required to extend service to previously unserviced areas or expand services to meet growing demands. Improved technology activities, assets may be replaced because the technology of assets originally installed is out of date and needs to be modernized, or because technology improvements will allow improved customer service or enhanced efficiency. This part of the plan also includes overview of the risks associated with the program. For example, ways the plan could fail to generate the expected level of service, and any actions that will be taken in response. A good financial plan is critical for launching a successful and sustainable asset management plan. A strong financial plan helps decision makers demonstrate that they have made a joint effort to integrate asset management planning with financial planning and budgeting and to make full use of the available financial tools. This section shows annual expenditure forecast broken down by non-infrastructure or institutional measures, maintenance activities, renewal and/or rehabilitation activities, replacement activities, expansion activities, improved technology activities. The section also discusses key financial assumptions and alternative scenarios, if and when appropriate, and identifies any funding shortcomings, their potential consequences, and how they will be managed.